and welcome back to Vibrant Stories Podcast. We're gonna stick with Around the Cardboard Box this time.
That's gonna be our name.
It's gonna be our name because
You know, we totally could, sit at a table and still call it that.
I know.
They don't know that there's
No, it's authenticity.
authenticity. Okay. We are literally lying on
Around-
the floor around a
Cardboard box.
we're just lazy this time. It's not due to technical difficulties and different location
We
and
have a-
spot location things. No, we're just lazy.
We have a perfectly good table, and we have perfectly good places to do this. We have a perfectly good microphone compass.
Last time we did it out there, it sounded too echoey. Remember?
Well, I can
the
bring a-
first podcast we ever tried to do.
I can bring a whole table in here, bud.
Yeah.
No.
All right, what's our topic, Kyle?
So I'm Cooper.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Tim. What's our topic, Kyle?
Well, New Year's means new video games and old video games that sucked ass. So this podcast, we're talking about the best and the worst video games of the year
At least
for
that we-
2019. At least in our opinion,
At least that we
which is a
played.
horrible opinion.
Yeah, we have to have played them.
You know what my favorite game was? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That is a phenomenal game.
That
I
is
loved
phenomenal.
that game.
I have actually not played it yet, but I have watched Tim play it quite a bit.
It is quality content, if I may say so myself. Oh, and recently I just started playing a brand new game that just came out with this year called GTFO.
Is it a 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't talk about that one then.
But we're talking about the games.
I'm talking about 2019.
2019.
God, fine. No, actually, it did come out 2019, December 9th.
Hey!
Hey!
So-
Squeezed in.
Squeezed it.
But first, let's talk about Fallen Order, because you guys have both played it.
I
and
have not beat it yet.
You haven't beaten
I have
it yet,
beaten it
but
twice.
Cooper has beaten it twice, and you're playing it on the
The
hardest,
hardest difficulty. I played on the second hardest difficulty the first two times, which I think is I would feel is the recommended difficulty because it gives you that balance of.
I'm playing it on normal, and for the first two boss fights, I had to switch it to story mode.
the first time I played it, I lost to the first boss so many times, right? And I died so many times in so many different spots, and the final boss just wrecked me. Just hard. Because it is. It's supposed to be a hard game. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be like Dark Souls-esque. And then I played it through the second time, and I only died 9 times in the same difficulty, and I felt like the first time I ever played it, I was a dumbass. But that's because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, it's a really hard learning curve. It is kind of Dark Souls-esque, as you said, because I've actually played a few Dark Souls games. I've never beaten a Dark Souls game, but I have played them and I have gotten far in some of them. I got to the final, not the final boss, but the semi-final boss for Bloodborne, the Dark Souls, not even medieval. It's more like a Victorian era.
Oh, Bloodborne?
Yeah. I got to the semi-final boss in that game, stopped playing it, then, I lost it, so... I think we ended up selling it to buy a different game. But yeah, no, the Jedi Fallen Order video game reminds me a lot of those types of games. And like I said, I've been watching Tim play it, and so far it seems very interesting to me, but what's y'all's favorite parts of it?
Alright, so favorite parts of Fallen Order, I'd have to say were probably the boss fights. That's some quality content right there. It's cause it gives you, it's the challenge of the fight, as well as the timing of the enemy's attacks, because they'll do set moves. So when you get into the rhythm of it, then you're like, okay, I got you now. I figured it out. I can get it. And then after you learn the rhythm and they don't pull any stupid shenanigans. Like they do a lot of the time, then it's good stuff.
I'd say my favorite part of it is just the feeling of being there. It feels grounded. Everything feels realistic from a space wizard type of approach.
Wizards.
Because the difficulty spike definitely makes you realize it's more grounded in reality. Because like in the Force Unleashed games, you just become a god.
Yeah, you just become like a powerhouse.
You become a god, and just everything in front of you, zah! But
isn't the Force Unleashed the game where you pull the Imperial Destroyer out of the sky?
Yeah, you can pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky in that game. But
he is a very powerful, powerful person in the Force.
Yeah. But that being said, in this game, like, you can have, like, you can get way far in the game, and if you're not, on your game, all of a sudden, like, the early level enemies, they didn't get stronger. They're the same.
Yeah.
It's just because of the way the game works, they can still provide you a challenge. There's always some form of danger.
Yeah.
And it's just satisfying to, like, time a deflection and shoot a blaster bolt back at a stormtrooper's face.
Oh yeah, no, that is definitely the parries and the reflect blocks are definitely quality content.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Isn't this game also the start of like the new the Disney canon? Because like we have
Disney canon Star Wars games.
The Disney canon, like with the Inquisitors and stuff. Because
Inquisitors have kind of been around. They were mostly introduced officially.
It's the
in
first
Star
time it's been in like
Rebels.
the main series game.
Yeah, that's Disney canon. So.
Disney canon
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, but that's like
we've
when
had,
they first introduced them, the Inquisitors, roughly.
Because we've had the George Lucas canon, Legends canon.
Legends.
And then that was retrofitted, and then it was retrofitted again with the Disney canon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because Disney acquired Lucasfilms, and then they were like, everything's not canon, and we're gonna pick what's. Well, they made the movie universe canon.
They made the movie universe and the Clone Wars series. They basically anything that was a TV series or on the big screen, canon.
Was canon, and then they just kind of like.
And then they started selecting books, and they're kind of filtering through it.
Yeah.
Because in Disney's defense here, there is a lot of just weird off the wall stuff in Legends.
There is a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch, but I will say the timeline that existed before Disney from Revenge of the Sith to New Hope was weird and messy.
Okay.
And it was mainly just whatever project they were working on that sounded cool just became canon. Like, I love Starkiller. I love that storyline. But I understand why they went more in favor of the Inquisitors and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to him.
To Galen Malik.
Because it makes a lot of sense that the Inquisitors can cover, the galaxy, and instead of, you have like, it's Darth Vader, his apprentice, Starkiller, just hunting down the rest of the Jedis and whatnot.
No, well,
that's part of his job.
Part of his job, yeah.
Yeah, but it was more of a secret mission, if anything.
It was more of a secret mission, but now you have the Inquisitors and
he was tasked to either convert or kill Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Like his ultimate goal was to overthrow the Emperor, or see, it's really I like those games because you're just like, was Vader really trying to overthrow the Emperor, or was he just playing his apprentice? You never know, because
Vader hates the Emperor.
no, he does. But at the end of the day,
you're like,
was this his plan, just to get him to start a rebellion, just so he could squash all his enemies at once, or because that's like what he tries to do in the end.
Yeah.
But
no, and that's another thing. It's like it's funny that they take Starkiller out of canon officially, because in the Force Unleashed game, you go through and you play as him, and and Vader is like, ally the emperors of the enemies and make a rebel alliance, and then it starts that. So technically speaking, Vader technically started the rebel alliance, if you think about it.
Yeah, in that version.
In that version,
Vader
but also Starkiller's Galen Malik's house, his family's symbol is the symbol they use.
Yeah.
In canon.
For the Rebel Alliance.
Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
That's his family logo, his family crest.
Yeah. Which I think is something else now. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be a different symbol.
Well, they changed it because they had, that was the rebellion, and then they had the resistance, and the resistance is like different.
Well, no, I'm saying I think that the logo has a different, it's not his crest anymore. Obviously, he's not canon. But I think it just means something else.
Oh yeah, probably. It probably changed
but,
the meaning of it.
Back on the topic of hand, though,
Yeah, back on the topic of video
Back on
games.
top of the
Because I can talk about Star Wars forever.
We can talk about Star Wars for a long time.
Yeah, since we started the thing.
Since we started the thing.
Our D&D session.
Yeah, so, fun fact, Tim has been wanting to do Dungeon Masters, to be a Dungeon Master for a little bit here now. And has actually started to do a
Star Wars 5e.
Star Wars 5e, which, if you guys don't know, you can find all of his stuff on Twitter. The guy who runs it.
The guy who runs it, yeah.
Do you happen to have his actual Twitter account, so we can plug that? Free publicity.
Alright. It is at Galaphile, so I guess like Galaxy File. So that's GALIPHILE, and it'll just say Steven, and like it'll be Star Wars SW5E. But like if you just want to go to this website, it's a beautiful website.
It is a beautiful website. They actually started it. They actually recently added the character sheets. Like you can have the character.
Well, there's the character sheets have always been on there.
Yeah, the character sheets have always been on there, but
Downloadable.
you can have like the characters on the website or something.
Yeah. So the way it works is, you go on there and it's got like this onboard like character builder.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there's no account system. It seems like they're gonna add that.
He's gonna have to.
Well, right now the way it works is after you make it, you either download it as a PDF, or you download the text code. So you just copy the text code to like a note, and then you can go in and say import character sheet or something like that, and then just copy and paste the code for the character sheet into the website. Which is a little technical, a little clunky, but it works fine. He adds stuff like all the time.
And he adds stuff. And he adds
Like-
stuff from like Legends. Like he adds the Has he added the Vong?
Today he added a new. He hasn't added it yet. He added a new archetype for the monk, the Crimson Order, and it's essentially lets you play as
The Emperor's Guard.
Imperial Guard. Yeah.
Oh.
But he's added he's added a lot of like really weird out there races. Like the little squirrels. What's their name? Not like you can play as an Ewok, but
The
those are not,
Kushiban are not little squirrels.
the Kushiban. Like
They're rabbit. As another player
Little rabbit
we have.
squirrel.
Little rabbit foxes.
little rabbit fox squirrel things.
Yeah, no, the we don't have we've just done a session 0, and there's one more character to roll. Cooper over there. I guess we're talking about this now.
So
Cooper. What's
so we might as well just go in depth with this stuff. You already started.
We already started, and they're It's a game that I learned about in 2019.
2019.
And
That's fair.
We're not starting to play it until now,
Yeah.
but
So we might as well go in depth with a little bit of our characters if we ever decide to do record sessions of Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know that we'll.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that, and plus we need to find time to play it
All together.
on a regular basis.
on a regular basis with people who don't talk over each other.
Fair. All right. So this is Tim, why don't you explain the time frame of when this is supposed to take place, and then I can.
All
then I
right,
can do
so
my character.
there's not really a.
Well, it's after the fall of the Empire. Fall of the Republic.
I know. There's not really a storyline that comes with this. It's just like rules and stats and stuff.
Just so everyone knows what's happening here is Star Wars 5e is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that's been customized to take place in the Star Wars universe. So it's a tabletop, game, rolling d20s, all the dice, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's 5e converted for Star Wars. So that's what's happening here. That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yes.
I guess Star Wars 5e wouldn't be clear to everybody. Yeah.
No, it would not.
Yeah, so it's Dungeons & Dragons, Star Wars, and I have decided to set this, like, a few years after Order 66, so the Jedi Purge just happened. An interesting note, also, I decided that before I even knew when Fallen Order was set. Like, I decided that's when I was going to set this game a long time ago. And we're just now getting around to do it.
Yeah. Do it.
But yeah, we're doing like a bounty hunter campaign, but it's fun. Cooper over there is playing a purge survivor.
Yeah, I'm playing as a Jedi who was knighted shortly before the Purge started, and then managed to escape from Order 66 and the betrayal of the clones. So I've been in hiding my character has been in hiding for X amount of years.
And now he
4.5 years ish.
4.5 years now. Needs credits to survive.
Needs credits to survive. It's just trying to
Eat.
needs to eat and survive, but still kind of follows the Jedi, has that Jedi mentality of protect and serve.
It's funny. We actually have kind of a gray Force user, a Jedi Force user, and we're hoping that our last player does a Sith player, just because I think that would just be amusing.
I don't know what she wants to do. I don't think she knows what character she wants to roll yet. So I'll pitch it to her. Mm-hmm. But I have several ideas to pitch it to her. I'll pitch that. I'll pitch a Sith dark side user. I'll pitch Operative's an interesting class.
Operatives are kind of like their rogues.
Rogues plus there's a lot. So
a lot of the classes are
the only two
classes plus.
The only two classes from D&D that are like purely there, almost untouched, is monk and fighter.
Which is amusing.
No,
it's monk and barbarian.
No, fighter.
You could think the Berserker.
Fighter is in there. Berserker's barbarian-like, but there's a lot.
I haven't actually
to Berserker.
read into it a little bit more.
There's a lot more to Berserker is like an offshoot of barbarian.
Yeah.
But fighter and monk are basically the exact same.
But anyway, yeah, so that's your guys' your guys' 2019 has just been Star Wars, and hell, this 2020 start of 2020 has been Star Wars.
My whole life is Star Wars.
My whole life
But
is.
before we move on, what's your character?
My character is he's a Doug. And for those of you who do not know what a Doug is, I challenge you to watch the Star Wars prequel movies and
Phantom Menace specifically.
Phantom Menace specifically, and take a guess as to what a Doug is.
Just watch the pod racing scene.
Yeah. The race is in that scene somewhere. But he is a Doug sniper who is just a gruff asshole who does not want to work with anyone. So I'm that asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking it in the direction a lot of people do take it, where he's a gruff asshole, he's just gonna be hard to work with. No, it's like, I just don't want to trust people because they've died on me.
Yeah.
Just thinking about my stupid jokes.
We have fun in those sessions. We have fun whenever we play tabletops games together.
All we've done so far is I ran a damage test.
In a simulator, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I did a simulator thing.
And my one-time role character was a badass.
He was.
He hadn't made Cooper hadn't made his character yet, so I just gave him a random ass. It's one of the It's the pre-generated level 5 fighter. You can find it on their website.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Trandoshan.
Trandoshan.
Yeah, he was a Trandoshan, which is just for those of you who don't know, a Trandoshan is these huge reptile badass mercenaries.
Yeah, they're basically like 6 foot plus big reptile dudes, and they're scrappers, and they can be very terrifying.
And isn't their religion based on a fucking number score? And the more things they do, the higher their numbers get. They're defeated in combat, their number score goes down to 0 until they beat the guy who beat them.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, they're big bounty hunters. I mean, they're big in the bounty hunter industry because they care so much about their combat.
It's their credit score.
It's their credit score.
Yeah.
Credit score for the afterlife or something. I don't know. But yeah. I'm playing a Doug sniper. He's a scout specifically, if you want to know that. But yeah, no, that's. So you guys' favorite video game was Star Wars Fallen Order.
That was I have to say it's probably the one top I can think of right now. And then I recently started playing GTFO. Which is
It's a horror game, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a game that came out on the 9th of last December. Right. So it's only been out for a month.
Yeah.
And they don't even have any okay, so it's super weird because it's a 4-player multiplayer game, right? And it's basically required communication, like is 100%
with everyone,
necessity. Everyone needs to be
because it's a
talking to
multiplayer game.
Yeah, and it's not like some like multiplayer games where you can just pop in, not have a mic, and just kind of follow a person around, whatever. Communication is necessity, right? Like you have to know what's going on, right? And there is a type system, but who has time to type and worry about the enemy, you know?
So you need a mic.
So you need a mic. It's 100% necessity. You need a mic, as well as stealth. When they always say stealth is optional, and everyone goes, this is like, you have to be careful of everything you do, even where you shine your flashlight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that can alert. Because the monster is played by a person too.
No, because what the game is that it's you and 3 other people diving in the depths of, like, I'll call it a facility because they don't know in the depth of what it is. So there's this big facility and there's multiple floors, and each floor you go down, the harder it gets. And so you're tasked by the quote-unquote warden to clear out these areas and do objectives. So you have to clear out the areas, find a key card, find ID passes, find whatever, to progress and finish the thing and do whatever. So, and timing is key too, because if you, like, say you come up on an enemy and there's another one like 5-10 feet away from you, and you kill this dude, that enemy's probably gonna be alerted. So you have to, with coordination with your teams, go to any surrounding enemies that could be within because when they die, they let out a little scream.
Yeah.
So you have to go in and make sure there's anyone past like a 10-foot range, because I feel like it's within 10 feet that they get aggroed. So as long as there's no enemies between you, that guy, and whatever, another 10 feet away, then you're fine. So you coordinate with your team, you go up to the enemies, and you have to synchronized kill, right? And you have guns and ammos, but ammo is not common.
Yeah, that's a common theme in most horror games.
And using your guns is a very much last resort, because guns are loud.
Yeah, they're very loud. So,
and as soon as you fire one off accidentally, right? Like say
you're
like
screwed.
Yeah, and as long as you know there's nothing in the area, right? And you fire one off accidentally, you're fine. But if you fire one off and you're surrounded by enemies, they all alert and they all charge, and it's terrifying. Now, in terms of killing them, they're not that hard. Takes a couple shots to the body, 2 shots to the head, 1-2 shots to the head, whatever. But they're fast and they're agile. And they're hard. Especially the bigger ones, which take more time to hit and will knock you out in like 2 shots. It is a great game. It really is. Patience, teamwork, cooperation, good stuff. Really is. I advise the game to anyone who can play the game with friends or with other people, as long as you get along with everyone, because that is a necessity. You can't just be a dick, because you'll get everyone killed.
He's side-eyeing me because we just finished recording our Minecraft episodes.
He kept walking in front of me while I was trying to mine. Who does that? You piece of shit. But no, it is like,
it's fun.
It's fun.
It's good fun.
Minecraft's fun. GTFO, great game. And it's from like these like
indie studio.
Yeah, it's not even a very big people. They're just like, let's make a game and let's make a good game, and it is fantastic. Right, the game looks nice if you put it on like on high difficulty. I mean, sorry, high res.
The more difficult you play it, the better looking
the better
game.
looking you get. You get to the bottom level and it's like 5K.
My hardware upgraded.
So no, but it's also kind of annoying right now because it's in the beta.
Oh, so it's not even out yet.
It's like out, and you can play it, and like the servers
it's just an
are
open beta.
But it's like an open beta. So, and there's no matchmaking. There's gonna be matchmaking when they figure that out.
Yeah.
When they officially release it. But in order to join someone's game, you have an ID code. So and you have to coordinate with Discord because you'll be talking to someone because that's how they're doing it right now. It gives you a link to Discord.
Yeah.
And then you gotta pick your whatever, and then you type
It's
in.
like manual matchmaking.
Yeah, it's manual matchmaking. So you'll
Old
have
school.
You'll
Okay.
have an ID code, and then you have to copy that ID code, and then when you go back into the game, it'll be like, oh, I see you have an ID code of said player saved, and then you can join that person.
Okay.
It's kind of tedious,
But worth it because the game is great.
but worth it because the game is great. And
One
I
day,
think
it'll be
Timmy
matchmaking.
should play with me.
It sounds like something I'd rip my hair out on.
I am a coward when it comes to horror, but I'll gladly do it with you.
It's fun. It really is. It really is. It
I'll
really
try
is.
it.
Maybe we could rope Hunter into
It's like $35 on Steam.
Okay. My favorite game of 2019 is actually a game called Age of Wonders Planetfall. I actually
I
haven't.
knew it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to get Total War, the new Total War game that came out with.
The 8 Princes or
Total
the
War.
Warhammer?
No, it's
No.
called Total War 3 or something like that, or Total War.
Britannia?
No, it like just came out like early, like mid to late last year. I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Three Kingdoms?
Yeah, Three Kingdoms.
Three Kingdoms. Yeah, it just came out with the DLC for it called The 8 Princes. Which
Oh,
is it's set in China. I can't. Reunification Han Dynasty, I think.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
But my favorite game, because Paradox actually bought the company that made the Age of Wonder games. They're called Triumph Studios. They were recently bought by Paradox. But Age of Wonders Planetfall is one of my favorite games of this year. I'm looking forward to when all of the expansions come out. Because that's when the modding community can go crazy.
Yeah.
And Age of Wonders 3 has a great modding community. There is a lot of really fantastic mods in there that add factions, that add new races. They haven't added any new secret techs. Secret techs are in Planetfall. In Age of Wonders 3, you just picked a class. But Age of Wonders 3 has a great modding community. Hell, and even for Age of Wonders Planetfall, they're already adding races. And they have like Colonial Guard, I think is the name of it. And they're like an offshoot of the Vanguard. It's interesting. Love Age of Wonders Planetfall. It's a great game from what little I've played of it. The expansion that they released for it recently, I think it was called Revelations, or Revelations. Added the Heritors and a bunch of lore that you can find in game, which I eat up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I love finding lore in game. Like I've recently found the books in Skyrim.
You just recently started. This boy has put so much time in Skyrim.
I have put over 3,000 hours into Skyrim, but I haven't read the books. Like, I picked them up and, like, flipped through them a little bit, but I haven't sat down and actually read the books. And the books are surprisingly good.
He also just now, he was just like, so what's this Hearthfire thing?
You just found out about building your own. How? I have built like 6 houses on the same plot because the only good plot is the Falkreath plot.
That's the one that has the bees, apparently.
My favorite plot's the one from Dawnstar because it's
Yeah, the Dawnstar one that's right
next to Whiterun.
Whiterun?
I didn't know that.
My favorite plot is the Falkreath one. There's one
Because
right next to
you
Whiterun.
have-
Well, the Morthal one does suck.
Yeah, I have had the Morthal one. That one is...
I haven't had them all. I haven't even had any of them.
No, because the Falkreath one, you get like a nice like little hill
It's very
area.
pretty.
It's a very pretty area, and then you can see it's called Lakeview Manor for the reason that you can view the lake.
Yeah, no,
and
it's
it's
very
a
pretty.
gorgeous plot of land.
Yeah, but I've never done Hearthfire. I've recently just started to sit down and actively read the books I've been collecting, because one of my things that I did.
You can have the library in your house.
Yeah, you can have the library in your house, but I never even had the library. But
Burn it down.
I burned it down by accident because I'm an asshole. But like, I've recently got back into.
Alexandria.
Oh, Alexandria, yeah, fucking great. My my character set it on fire with flames by accident.
Whoops.
Thought I had Mage Light. Nope. Fucking fireball.
I had a different light.
The old Lechuga del Diablo.
Yeah.
But, anyways, in conclusion, Game of the Year, Minecraft and Skyrim, and... I'm kidding. Don't fucking
Wait, you just left out Jedi fucking...
I've never played Minecraft. I've just started to play Minecraft with these idiots.
Yeah, and he's terrible at it.
I'm terrible at it, apparently. So Cooper
It's
tells
the
me I keep
easiest-
walking in front of his mining shaft.
You're just...
favorite quote from that episode, because I don't know... this is just my favorite quote from that episode. Guys, I got a stick. This episode, Cooper didn't get here yet. He was just like, guys, I have a stick. He was so happy.
I love...
If you see someone mining, don't stand in front of them. What's so hard about that?
I think he doesn't know that after like the first time I did it just to fucking annoy him.
I know you did, but come on. Especially when you kept following around like a lost puppy. What are we doing?
I think you're following him around with a lost puppy, yet I'm the one with the
You're
recording.
the one with the fucking camera.
I'm the one with the camera.
God, it's great. But yeah, no, I just started reading in Skyrim.
I learned how to read.
I learned how to read.
Everyone knows the best book in that one is the Book of Ulfr the Blind.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's just empty.
Well, I've read the journals. Like, I've read the journals and the quest-related stuff. I just didn't read any of, like, the other books.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
You just open them up and see if they're giving you the skills and toss them aside.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Well, I've actually...
Maybe you should read The Lusty Argonian.
Actually, it's pretty funny.
So you have read it.
I've read The Lusty Argonian Maid, but in Oblivion. I didn't read it in Skyrim. I don't know how different it is, but I know in Oblivion that book is fucking hilarious. It's not even porn.
It's just a bunch of innuendos.
It's a bunch of innuendos and like sly humor that's really hilarious, actually. Especially if you play as an Argonian. It just adds an extra layer of just like, oh my god.
Do they know I'm a lizard tree?
But yeah, no. Favorite game I've played 2019. Planetfall, followed by Skyrim because of course it's Skyrim. Minecraft, I guess.
Wow, you played it today.
I played it today.
Rated so highly.
Rated it so highly because I got to fuck with Topher.
Technically speaking, you can't rate it because
That's
it's
right.
2020.
That's right. I can't. So
Yeah, you can't. You didn't play it in 2020. You broke your own damn rule.
I did. Borderlands 3.
Hey, fantastic.
How
game.
did we forget that? We
Yeah.
streamed the son
We
of a bitch.
streamed the
We
son
did
of
a
a bitch. We did
24-hour
a 24-hour stream of that game. That game was amazing.
And that's how we got Bandit Paste, my new name on Xbox.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a pretty good game, but it's sad saying that my favorite part about that game is something we did.
Wait, what?
It's Bandit Paste. My favorite part about that damn game is Bandit Paste.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
no.
even in
Every
the
time
game.
I see an enemy just explode. Every time I see an enemy just explode in the blood, I'm just like, Bandit Paste!
You know what's really funny? Whenever I'm playing, so Bandit Paste is my moniker on Xbox, but my Steam moniker is Royale with Cheese.
Yeah, Royale with cheese, that's great.
I like to think there's a story. Like, it
But
started
there's not.
There's no story because it was just for
No,
okay.
Progression. The story is, it starts out with a bandit, okay? I don't care what his name is, okay? Pasted. Turned into paste. Bandit Paste. He is dead. And then
His
there
friend.
was cheese at a Royale. And the paste is the cheese. That's the story. That's all I got.
No, the paste is the burger. The sandwich is called Royale, and it has cheese.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
No, but it's really funny because when I play on Steam, when I was playing GTFO, I'm Royale with cheese, but everyone just calls me Cheese. Like, cheese, get over here, and I'm like, and it's funny because it's always in the super serious setting. There's like 4 enemies. They're like, Cheese, come with me, and I'm like, damn it, I want to be Royale.
Cheese, come over here. You keep calling me Cheese, I'm gonna start liking chocolate milk.
But, Borderlands 3. It's a great game. Loved it. Mayhem 4 is so hard
Oh,
whenever you
yeah,
play,
no, I need-
like,
I
by
need that.
yourself.
I need to do that. I need to swap it over to Mayhem 4.
It's not, it's... So here's what they changed. So like you know how Mayhem 3 was. Everyone knows how Mayhem 3 was, where it had a bunch of random modifiers. You had to look onto your map,
See what
the modifiers were, and be like, all right, fuck, I brought the wrong loadout. Let me just leave and come right back, see if I get different things. And if you didn't, then you just suddenly died because whoops, enemies like cold damage is like 3 times as effective, and all the enemies here have cold weapons for some reason, or have times 200% weapon fire rate, or explosions are like quadrupled, or like what were some of the other modifiers? Like there was
It was
like radiation wave type things if you got too close. Mayhem 4 does away with all of that, and instead there's one modifier, and it's a modifier for everyone. It's like cold damage is increased by 20%. And then there's an enemy modifier. It's like their weapon fire rate is increased by 40. That's it. Then their health, armor, and shields are blown out of the fucking water. Every goddamn enemy there, if you are not built right, is a fucking bullet sponge and a half.
damn.
And they mince you to pieces. And it's so much worse in the base game because of the fucking anointed enemies.
Oh my god, those anointed enemies are already hard enough to deal with.
They're hard enough as it is on Mayhem 3. Imagine them with like 6 times the health, and they take less damage.
No.
Then throw in the fucking militants who are immune for 2/3 of your fight with them.
Militants, they did fix that a little bit.
Did they?
Well,
I stopped playing the base game just because of that.
No, cause they were like that because they would get stuck in that loop. And then when I played it, and I had that.
I got stuck in it multiple times, and I was like, "Fuck this!"
Because you sit there and then it just stay like that.
They just stay like on the stupid fire position,
Oh my God,
and then you can't fucking shoot them out of it because they're immune.
Yeah.
The fire speeds up and like chases you throughout the entire goddamn map. I loved the new DLC for Borderlands 3 because there were no anointed enemies anywhere in that place.
I need to play the DLC. I have.
The DLC is amazing.
Isn't it?
It is bloody brilliant. They bring back Handsome Jack, kind of. You know, it's Timothy Lawrence, who was a DLC character in the pre-sequel. You can play as Jack's double in the pre-sequel. His name was Timothy, and he makes a comeback in Borderlands 3, this DLC, and it's great. All of the lines are hilarious. There are a bunch more, like, references and all that jazz. It's great. It's great. There are no anointed enemies. You need to bring corrosion or frost damage with you because my god, there's just armor out of the ass. But it's better than anointed enemies, hands down. Also, added my favorite legendary to that. Added my favorite legendary I've ever used. My favorite gun. I have been using it since I picked it up. I have 3 of them. I still use it. I need to give it to you, and I need to give it to you. It is a slot machine. It is a slot machine pistol. It has like, I think it's 5 slots, and each slot does a different thing if you get like the little slot thing to line up. So one of the slots, so this is the first one. The first one guarantees a crit. It's a Jacob's gun. It's called O Fortuna or something like that.
Okay.
Or it's the Lucky 7 or something like that. Either O Fortuna is the red text. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's Jacob's gun. So whenever it crits, it like ricochets off to other enemies.
Yeah.
The first modifier it can have is guaranteed crits no matter where you hit them. The second one adds a random element. Like, I think it's bug though because I only get fire or I only get shock, which is fine with me because shock is amazing. The third one adds explosive damage to it. The the fourth, guaranteed crits, element, explosion, rapid fire. There's a rapid fire one, so like, it is the funniest goddamn thing in the world when you do it with the infinite mows.
Oh.
Because like, yeah, it's amazing. And then the fifth and the final one, shoots 7 bullets for 1 pull of the trigger. In the shape of a 7. Which explodes your damage potential. It is an amazing gun. I love using it. I have not used anything else since I got that gun. It's great. The only bad part about it is like you have to reload to redo the slot machines. So like you'll just shoot, reload, get a bunch of zeros, shoot, reload, get a bunch of zeros, shoot, reload, get one thing. You're like, fuck it, I can do better. Shoot, reload.
Mm-hmm.
So like you sit there and like for like a few minutes until you get them all, and you're like, this is amazing. Borderlands 3, I love it.
Borderlands 3's quality, especially because I play Flak, and I got my character to have very high health regen.
You are godsend, by the way.
Whenever I play.
Whenever you play with me, because God, the build I do does not have any health regen. Like I just do damage.
Yeah.
I do damage and I kill things. So whenever I get like shot to hell, I just have to run away or like sit in one place praying to God or get into Iron Bear.
Yeah.
You are a godsend. I love playing.
Whenever I roll up, because my mod.
You share the health regen.
Because I get like. What? 67% more health regen. No,
You give me 67%.
I give you 67% of my.
That's
health
like a third
regen.
of it.
Yeah. I give you 67% of my health regen.
And your health regen is
my health regen is a lot.
Yeah, I thought
67% would be 2/3 of it, Kyle.
No, I thought he gave me a third of it, but then he actually
No,
corrected.
yeah, because it's like
You give me 67% because of the skill ranks you
Yeah,
put
'cause
into it.
the-
When you
'cause-
first put it in, I know what skill he's talking about.
the
'cause I
skill,
looked at
and
it.
then of course the mod
The modifiers
attached to it.
Yeah, the modifiers attached to it. But
And I'm never swapping it out. I have better mods, but I'm never swapping that out
Yeah,
because
right.
that health regen is too good.
it's ridiculous because you get like what you're at like 360% or something
No,
ridiculous. No, you're even higher than that.
No, I'm not. I'm not super high, but I'm at like I can't remember. I'd have to look at it. I haven't played in a strong bit, but I do know I regen like 400 health a second.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He is. You are the best
But
person.
of course, the more health I get, like if I get more health, I
Yeah, you
regen
give it
more.
Yeah, your health regen goes
Because
ludicrous.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. It's great.
And he shares it with the entire team.
Like,
it
there
is
you go.
so beautiful.
Have some
He
health.
is the best person to play with.
We need to play some of that game.
We need to play some. I need to run you through
The
Mad
DLC
Moxie's
area.
treasure hunt.
Oh yeah.
Heist of the jackpot.
Oh yeah.
Handsome
No,
jackpot.
we can do that after.
Yeah, we can actually. But
Timmy not allowed. Yes.
Timmy is allowed.
But split screen like fucks with the FPS.
It does. It absolutely screws with it.
I
So
wonder if they fix that problem. Probably not.
worst game of